Hi, it is iYikKam time again. The reason I make this YouTube today is because this morning I received a few messages, okay? And I want to read you the message so that you know what I got and you understand why I want to make this video today to support the Chun West era, okay? Now, this is what this person said. This chi power, there is no momentum, is connecting and unifying body and whole body work as one unit. This is the technology unifying body via expansion and Tai Gong, lifting energy, the Tai Gong. Unify body and mind via samadhi, then nothing can stop it. The core is samadhi, lap nim lek. Okay? So, after I read this, I decided to make this video once for all. We want to get things clear. Okay? So, right here, I like to ask, whoever believes in Nim Lek, Lap Nim, mind power of Shulin Tao, whoever believes in those kind of teaching and lineage, do not continue on watching this video, because this video is going to go scientific and going into all the evidence. I am here not happy to put down anybody. However, as a Wing Chuner, there's no reason I need to keep my mouth shut. Because there are 4 million Wing Chuners out there, and there are a lot of Westerners which is believe and practicing Wing Chun in a very obedient and royal way. We need to think with the public minded. That's the reason why I want to make this video as an education. I'm not against anybody. However, things got to be clear. This is a serious issue on talking about this Nim Lek is a samadhi, Lap Nim is a samadhi. And then they talk about the Buddhist teaching, Buddha's teaching, and then talk about this no momentum. Okay? So I want to ask whoever have to do with this kind of lineage of the mind power and belief, do not watch this video. This is not for you. Okay? This is for those who go for Wing Chun West era, like to use today's scientific, systematic way to understand the ancient technology of Wing Chun. Okay? So this is a technical presentations based on technical facts, not about attacking anybody and not about putting down anybody, but facing the reality, like in my engineering meeting in the company, in the corporate. Unless we see the issue, we get to the root of the issue, we cannot solve this issue, and we're going to end up wasting millions of dollars and people get fired. And innocent people get fired just because of somebody on the top doesn't get down and get the thing straight. Okay? So I address this. The first thing I want to tell you is this. This is a dress of NYU. And today, the school, the Brooklyn Polytech has become a part of NYU. Okay? Brooklyn Polytech started around our Wing Chun's Red Board ancestor time, 1850s. You see, today people have this big expand university where a lot of people in New York, around the world benefit. We look at this thing. And this another thing is MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Same thing. The top of the world in technology. Wing Chun is from the same time, same era. But where are we today? As for talking about all this Nim Lek, all this thing, those are pseudoscience, and those are somebody's hearsays, and those are some kinds of belief system. So, let's start off this so-called the magic power of Xu Ling Tao, the mind power stuff. Okay? What we need to understand is this. Xu Ling Tao is the core of Wing Chun. And if we analyze the whole thing, the whole system of Wing Chun, which is a sticking body short strike based on Qi Ji Guang general, we know the uniqueness or the expertise of Wing Chun is in this range, in this sticking body range. Thus, Wing Chun needs a mechanics and a development of the full body, which is expert in this range, sticking body range. Otherwise, it cannot be called sticking body short strike. This is based on general Qi Ji Guang and the formal Chinese martial arts system of technology. So, Xu Ling Tao is supposed to train the mechanics of the body, up and down, left and right, in and out. One part move, the whole part move, and then it consists of the mechanic of retracting. We're using the mechanical advantage, touring, and then using the action and reaction force. That is where the flexible rattan body and the snake body and whatever come in. And these days, I don't want to use snake body because people copy me when I use snake body. You need to have a well-dynamic handle 7 balls where you can handle the action-reaction force, because at this place, this close, you need to have the mechanical advantage, which is retract, and then the tour, and then the action-reaction force handling over here. Okay? So Xu Ling Tao is the practice of that. Of course, it can get deeper and deeper and so forth, but in the minimum, if one do that, one will have this type of mechanics and so forth. Okay? That's the bottom line of Xu Ling Tao. That's it. One don't need a lifetime of guessing what is the mind power, all those stuff. One just needs this mechanics, and within 1 month, if one practice it that way, one have the skill, at least to the minimum. You look at people who do, say, for example, do BJJ. They're going around, going to the ground. They're going down under the couch and try to take down, hang from this height to that height. All those stuff. Okay. Same with Wing Chun. You need to develop the skill there. Okay. If you look at Nim Lek, for past 50 years, where it's getting popular and so forth, every time the definition comes different. It's from the brain, from the spine, from this mind power, this whole bunch, and 10 people doing 10 billion stuff. If it is engineering and scientific, like in BJJ, for example, they talk about all this handling of the body and so forth. It is consistent. Disregard of this guy or that guy. If one teacher teaching 10 students will be consistent. In terms of history, Nim Lek, if you look at Grandmaster Yip Man's 1972 interview, there's no such thing written there. It is about receiving, as the Qi Ji Guang retract, receive. It's there. Okay? The body needs to be soft. That's why you can handle the action-reaction force. It's there in Grandmaster Yip Man's 1972 interview. Now, you look at Yin Kui San didn't talk about Nim Lek stuff. You look at all the Leong Zhan descendants, none talk about that. And none have those kind of things. Mind power, none. You look at iYikKam Kin Kwik, it also none. Okay? So, somebody create this. And we don't want to blame on who created this thing. Because that is not the key point of today's presentation to you. What the key here is to scientifically understand what is this thing. Okay? What is the outcome, the result from this kind of thing. Okay? Scientifically, we don't talk about people, there's nothing personal, but scientifically. Okay? People who use those kind of Nim Lek stuff, a very general demonstrations is they stand their leg like this, okay? The angle this way, they lift their anus, they say they control their spine, align their spine, and then they be able to take force. One of very common demonstrations is standing on a scale, so somebody can push the demonstrator, then the force can going down, they can see the scale moving. Okay? So what is this? What is this scientifically? This is just to hold on one people's joints to turn into this rod. If you turn your body like that, lock it up, when you push one end by somebody is going to go into the scale. Okay? So this becomes a conduit. Well, this type of stuff, this type of thing, or demo, is a trick in China martial arts community. It's a trick. Okay? This type of stuff is the same type of stuff which is like in the Boxer Labyrinth, the end of 1800, where the Chinese thinking or actually demoing their body can take bullets. And they end up with the Boxer Labyrinth where 150,000 people die, and China have to pay big time money to the Western and Japan country. Okay? So this is a trick to turn the body into something like that, so that pushing one arm, one end, get the reading on the scale. That's all. Okay? Does it get anything to do with Xiu Lim Hao? Where for fighting here, we can analyze it with the 6 core element. What is this thing do? Okay? Is it got to do with chi power and the samadhi? We can analyze it based on science and based on the practice of Buddhism. Based on evidence. Okay? Now, sitting on this, lifting the anus, align the spine, turn into this rod, is going to do one thing. It's going to parking, like a car parked in the parking lot. Okay? It's going to holding the body. Okay? It's latched on the body in order to turn into the rod like this. The second thing is, it is holding, it needs a lot of preparations. If you look at the demonstrations, you see how long people need to set themselves up for demonstrations. From that, both, you know, this is a holding mechanics, this is a long setup time. This is nothing for real fighting. Like General Chi Guang said, the key, the mastery of fighting is in the momentum handling. How good you can handle momentum. This rod cannot handle momentum. Okay? Now, this rod, because it's a rod like that, it also do not have a handle of action and reaction force. Because it's just a conduit, it turns the human being like a rod, lock up those things. Okay? Now, how to prove that physically? You look at people who do that. They stand this way in iYikKam. When you stand there, this is like a tripod. This lower part of the body is practically become rigid. When they're rigid like this, how can one handle the action and reaction force? Okay? It cannot. It's like a stool. You make yourself this lower part like a stool or a chair. Okay? So physically we know this is making up a stool or developing or making oneself become like a rod or like a tripod. Physically, that's what it is. It latch up the whole thing. Will it be nature? No. Okay? If the body is nature, those who stand this way will long time ago understand and aware of the rest, what I'm going to tell you. Number one, holding this way, meaning that it's forcing the spine to go in a different way of handling. Pulling that the spine out, meaning that it is no longer follow the nature of human body, because human body breathe. When human body breathe, the diaphragm go up and down. The spine is moving, and then actually the weight is back and forth. You look at doing this type of stuff, it latch on the whole thing. So physically, this is forcing it. And if you do latch on the whole thing, the elbow have to going down. You further latch on, and then the shoulder blade is latched on, and the whole lower part of the body and upper part of the body break into two. In terms of the force flow, however, they using the muscle to hold it together, it turns into a rod. So, you want to use fighting, this is a kiss of death. Anybody who train that can train for a lifetime cannot handle who train the mechanical advantage and the torque and the action reaction force. Why? Is that because of somebody is a better fighter than the other? No. Because the retract is using physics, the law of physics. It's called the mechanical advantage of the lever system. The torque is physics, law of physics. Action and reaction force handling is law of physics. One can hold one's body like a rod as long as one using their mind power and everything, will not be able to oppose law of physics. Law of physics govern no matter what. So, physically it's like that. In terms of mind, Lapnim, set up your intention, Samadhi, it is completely opposite. Samadhi is enter, get into the Samadhi state, not by fixing your intention, or Lapnim is a fixing intention, or Nimlik. It's not that. If you read Six-Packet Sutta or Srangama, okay? In order to get the samadhi, it's actually monin. You dissolve the intention. Not focus or set up the intention, okay, or holding the intention. It's not. It's the opposite. You let it go, so the key word is you have not attached. Okay? So when you are not attached to it, that is the way how you enter samadhi. So both attached and detached is actually wrong. Okay? This is where the difference between people read books or people have the capability to enter samadhi and being trained with that. In Zen, that's why I say, let it be. It doesn't say detach or it doesn't say attach. It doesn't say I have to fix my mind this way or that way. Okay? So, the first core element, you know the body is fixed already. The second core element, you know that the body of the lap nim is set the mind, fix the mind. Okay? That is tunnel vision. You can do an experiment, but I'm not suggesting you doing this. But you know this happen. When you drive a car, if you fix yourself to a certain object or car in front, you can get the accident because you suddenly don't see the sideway anymore. When you drive a car, you do not attach to any car and you do not try to detach on anything, you just drive a car. So all this nim like lap nim, it doesn't exist in the Buddhism practice, and it cannot get result in the laboratory if you look at the brainwave. Because I'm proposing going to the Wing Chun West era. Let's go to Stanford University, go to Harvard University or UCLA. Let's get it measured under scientific experiment. Instead of I say it, you say it, and get the guy in Buddhism to see what I am saying here is what it is or not. Dig it in, okay? Because this is a science study. This is not about who put down who or what getting personal, okay? Most people have no idea what this is. They read the New Age books and they need some philosophy. They couldn't even, like the person who wrote me this morning, he couldn't even understand how to handle the switch between the four functions of the mind and the stability. He doesn't know this at all. Those who know how to switch mind and the stability will not say that. Okay? So this is in the mind element. I can tell you another incident, and this incident happened again and again. I was in Os10 2 weeks ago. And I was showing people, lead them into the quiet state, settle and quiet state. And need to stand this way, not this way, not this way. And one of the person said, well, I can actually get into the a quiet state this way too. So I said, why don't you just try it? So he do that. 5 minutes later, he said, it cannot be done. Why? I asked him why. He said, because I keeping settle my mind, but the body keeping need to be adjust. I said, that's what it is. Because your body, when your body do not get into the nature state, this state, you climbing this, doing this, lifting animals, all these things, the body is not going to be happy. Because the body is a living stuff. It's not a dead stuff where you can command with your mind. Your body is not a robot. Your body has its way. When the body cannot settle, naturally by its rhythm, the mind cannot settle. That's the bottom line. Okay? So all this lapnin, this thing is a made up. Okay? The person who made this up have no idea what is taught in Buddhism and practiced in Buddhism, have no idea what is this body is about. If he had body, understand this body is like these people, this young engineer in Forstheim, Germany, he know right away. Within 5 minutes, the body don't let me get into the samadhi state. The beginning is not even samadhi, it's the quiet state. If the quiet state or settled state cannot be reached, how can there be samadhi? Okay? It's going tunnel vision. It's predictable. You can measure, use the brain wave to do that. Now get into the breathing. When you do this, when your mind tunnel vision, your breathing is going to start here. You can force it. It's not going to go down for the full body breathing. In fact, Tai Gong is only in the exhale phase when you do iYikKam. Because when you exhale, automatically it is going upward. You inhale, you're going downward. So the full body has a breathing. Anybody going down there, stuck their ass out, you're violating and you're actually disturbing the phase of the breathing of the whole body. When you disturb that, your body, your breathing, your energy flow, oxygen flow is not going to go over to your body. Your breathing is not going to go deep, lower at breathing. The whole body is not going to function properly. Okay? Then let's go to the qi. We know qi, the mind has to be get to the no mind state or the silent state. So that the body can charge itself under the condition the body is natural, the mind is quiet, the body, the breathing is naturally, so it becomes a resonance. That's what they call the willow body. That is the state. Okay? Only that way we talk about qi. If one never reaches that state, what qi? The Chinese have defined it clearly. The mind has to be the mind is not there. So qi means no fire. No fire meaning there's no use of mind. Okay? No use of attention. They get to get state, that quiet state. It is unimaginable and unthinkable for a human being. It's just, for example, if you never ate an apple, you cannot imagine what is the taste of the apple. The ancients describe that state because after they eat it, so once you eat the apple, you know what it is. But if before that, you can keep reason, never get nowhere. Okay? So qi, you have to do that. Not to mention when you climb that, your 3 yin meridian is climbed here, where the 3 yin supposed to flow out, you climb there. You're lifting the arms, you mangle with your spine. Your 3 yang meridian is not going to go down. That cause what? That cause high blood pressure and stroke when the 3 yang leg meridian is going down. Everybody in the Chinese medicines and the internal art, quote unquote, the qi practice, qigong practice know that. So you need to go down there in the willow, let it flow by itself. That is the bottom line of the qigong. So the energy flow be able to handle properly, and all the spine in the qigong, people don't try to adjust it. People want just have to loosen up so that it be able to straighten itself when the qi is enough or the body is conditioned properly enough. For example, people who sit in meditations. You cannot say, well, I want to use my yi power, my mind power, my yin leg to get my spine straight and all this thing. The minute you do that, you cannot sit more than 10 minutes. The whole body is going actually chaos. Okay? It is going to scream the hell out. They say, why can't I handle this anymore? Look at the people who do meditation. As simple as that. So this is the 4th core element. The 5th core element is the power. You turn into the rod like this. It is not a dynamic mechanics which can handle power. Does have no sensitivity of action and reaction force handling. It's just a conduit. You push one side, you get the other side. Now we talk about momentum, the sixth core element. This have a long setup time. This is the holding and parking, like park the car in the garage. How is it supposed to go accelerate in the highway, racing in the highway, with all directions? Not to mention, if you have this type of structure, when you face DJJ or grabber, you're going to get picked down because you actually provide the grabber and the guy who want to take you down a handle. When you make your body this way, you can give them a handle to take you down. If your body is loose, they don't have the handle. That's why in Wing Chun, in short, this stick body short strike, the body is like willow. You touch it, it goes the other, it turns into a flexible into the other way. You don't have the handle. So you look at all these six core elements. All this Nimlik stuff is violating General Qi Shi Guang's fighting classical, the key, the rule of it, okay, and this kind of law of physics. It is violating the training of Wing Chun, which is to do this, to be good at this. It is violating the samadhi because it's going into an opposite direction when, as the sixth Bhagavad Sutra says, no mind, no thought. Then you say, well, I want to fix the thought. I want to use it to control my body. That is a certain part of my mind, brain, and all those kind of stuff. The ancient people don't know this mind. Forget about it. Those are pseudo-science stuff. Okay? So, this is to share with you today. Remember this. The Brooklyn Polytechs, one of the oldest polytechs in United States, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, one of the oldest, almost the same age as us, the Wing Chun, the Wing Chun Queen when Wing Chun began. 1840 something, 50 something in Red Bull. What are we turning to today? Are we going to expect this kind of development 10 years from today? Benefit everybody? Or we expect turn to a cult? That's why the Westerner is not going to believe this kind of stuff, and what the scientists will call this nonsense. Because you simply cannot use a party tricks, some kinds of magic tricks as the base of the series of the whole Wing Chun. You're going to screw the holding up because you screw the foundation with this mysterious mind power stuff, which is not going to deliver with the six core element from body, mind, breathing, chi, force, momentum. It's not going to deliver that. It's not going to deliver in the Shulin Tao. You can look at people who train those way in 100 years. How can they handle the retracting, the torque, and the action-reaction force, which is based on Newton's law? Same thing with those in the boxer evolution. No matter how their tricks of their body, the bullet will penetrate because there's law of physics. Wing Chun is good art because it is based on human, nature of human. It is based on law of physics. It's not based on some mysterious chi or whatever. And in fact, those who talk chi all the time don't even know what is chi. Okay? That's where I just tell you that how to develop this thing. Okay, you need to have the no thought before you can get into the chi state of the charging the energy of the body, and then the flow and a whole bunch of stuff, right? So there's a science there. Okay? So today what I'm saying that is not because of me. I know maybe I'm an idiot who spent 40 years trying to sort this thing out. But there's an ancestor of Wing Chun down there crying out loud. There are future generations Wing Chunner. There are people here, when I was in Europe, tell me about, they spent 15, 20 years studying Wing Chun, but really don't understand what is this mysterious power stuff. Some even tell me they spend hundreds of thousands of euros. Now, if you love Wing Chun, if we love our brothers and sisters in Wing Chun, if we respect our ancestors, why do we want to let people go down this path again? There's no reason for that. I hope everybody to be doing really good in Wing Chun. Okay? And that's the reason I choose to share with you here free on this YouTube. Why? I can make a lot of money. Because ask those who spend, say, 1 day with me, how much they learn, okay, compared with decades of their study. Ask those who really study, they spend 2-3 weeks with the YouTube, how much they learn about mechanics of Wing Chun compared with 15-10 years and spend a lot of money to do that. Well, I can make a lot of money on this too, but I don't. I give it to everybody. Why? It's a public duty. If I die someday, I have to face the ancestor, and I have to face the next generations. We all Wing Chunner, we all have to face that. It's not about me. Speaking about you and me, there's no difference. We all Wing Chunner. So this is to share with you today.